Okay, who are you?
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches and... On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
Okay then.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These young men seem eager to share their beliefs.
Who are the skulls?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
It's not a question. Don't get into it.
No, I really
The Skulls
don't.
are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Besmatine, or the Besmati, the Immortals, are West Rivisholian crime syndicates.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
Say nothing.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around their brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
Okay. Do you know Cindy the Skull?
Oh yeah, Cindy's a right proper skull.
Yeah, a true artist of the future. Just like Arno van Eyck.
By the way, if you see Cindy, give her our regards.
Okay.
For all their nihilistic posturing, these young men are not lacking in youthful idealism. The lieutenant on your left is unusually lenient toward them.
Okay. Are you part of the Skulls or not?
We're not franchise skulls. Well, not yet. Once we get our name out there, we'll have a chance to join them.
I see.
You'll see for sure once we're in. It's the last thing you'll ever see before the void consumes you.
Throw him off his game.
Are you sure a Skull would say that?
Well, yeah, I mean, we're only saying practice things for now, so we don't mean no harm to the Skulls brand, or to you.
This is definitely something the Skulls would say. But we're not trying to encroach on the Skulls
Oh, boy.
brand in any way. On the contrary, we're just here to market it.
They're just pretending to be as nasty and vicious as the Skulls.
Hey, we could be just as hard. Like pavement on top of pavement, or a brick on top of another brick.
God.
Or
Not-
a grave on top of a
Not
grave.
the brightest dudes, eh?
These kids have the vocabulary, but
I'm gonna
might
bring
be
the dogs
missing
out
brain.
before it gets too warm and humid. Oh my gosh, it's brutal here this week. I wanted to try and do like a really fun lurk command. But it's something yeah, it is something I'm gonna need to code specifically, like get Mux to code specifically, so, for what my idea is.
Wouldn't a grave on top of a grave be just a big hole? What's hard about holes?
Make it make sense for my channel. Exactly!
Filling them up, baby.
Okay, enough about skullery. Do you know anything about the murder?
Murder? Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Anything else?
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
This does not seem like the kind of ideology that would be happening with, like, a heavy gang.
This sounds like epistemology, a field so occupied by thought that it begins to question thought itself.
I know that you don't know shit.
Exactly. How can one know shit? For example, how can one be sure that there truly is a body hanging behind a hostel?
What if it's art? Or just a mere specter?
It's not. A man is dead.
So what do you think we
Welcome
know?
back again, Cluck.
What about them?
What? Does your jacket have that written
Well,
on it?
first off, it's a statement and not necessarily something that characterizes me as a person, even though the statement has character. And I do like piss. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as they are. And, I guess, it's also about communal spirit, the future, and truly appreciating our differences. Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, it is imperative that the medium itself convey the message.
What?
What I mean by this is, we are all piss and that the world is inherently
These
meaningless.
guys seem either a little too high or a little too philosophical to join a gang.
Though he seemed lacking in vocabulary, it seems that the young man has expertise in at least one field, even if it's rather narrow.
Okay, why fuck the world?
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just obsession masquerading as kinship. The thrill
He's
of the
still
chase,
sleeping.
the hollowness that fills your chest
You're
cavity
just a
after
sleepy
catching.
baby today, aren't you?
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the jacket, or are they derived from something else entirely?
It's a good question.
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, though,
That's a terrible metaphor.
you get more fish in a shorter time. And for time is of the essence and fleeting ever so quickly.
We watched a lot of
One must
Mythbusters
think
when I
of
was
a
in the
way to fuck
hospital,
the whole world
and they actually
and not get
tested
caught
the
up in
whole
fucking someone.
fish in a barrel. And it's not that you would actually shoot the fish. Like, this is why, like, detonating, say, dynamite in a lake would actually potentially work. It's not that you actually shoot the fish. It's that the concussive force from the blast of the shot would kill the fish.
Because when one fucks everything, he fucks nothing. And that, to me, feels glorious. Sticking your dick into the void.
Hate to admit it, but in a weird way.
I was gonna say,
he's got
I
a
get
point.
it to a point, but it's like, wow.
Is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Definitely a coincidence.
Your lack of
Pickles!
imagination is baffling,
Hi!
but you do make up for it with, yes, questions.
Okay.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Okay, so I think... Oh no, I want to... Okay, this is either going to be a mistake or brilliant. I'm betting on mistake.
Right to work. Right to
I think you might be able to
work.
help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
For investigating murder, these tattoos were on the victim's body.
Silence. He takes the photo. Grey eyes dart back and forth on the glossy surface. His face is unmoving, hard as a stone, but beneath it,
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Can you tell me what the tattoo means?
What it means.
in what must have been Seminine.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Sure.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush. In Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Bonito is one of the inhabited islands of the Seminese archipelago near the Pale. Covered in jungle, it was anchor point for the Seminese nationalists in the proxy war held on the islanders' territory.
Guys, my baby is adorable.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
With some strange emotion, this is about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off.
Don't interrupt him.
Our boy, he's only a captain then, but he knows how these men think. If they don't see action soon. At dawn, he comes upon two kids, breeding in the bushes by the river. Or maybe they weren't breeding. Maybe they were just making eyes at each other. I like to think they were breeding. We shot the boy. He was useless, but the girl, she was nice. A little fat, you know. But not too old.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that because I know where that's going and that's not cool.
What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth 1,000 loincloths. We're done talking here.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
He clearly does not think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore.
I wonder if this guy knows anything about it. Probably not.
Looking for
but-
something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Been admiring the stompers, Hunt?
You can just make out a familiar pattern
Okay,
in
here
the
we go.
intricate tangle of treads on the rubber of his
We
soles.
didn't get this prompt
It
before.
is the map of your city.
It sure is.
Where did you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
But why?
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very souls.
Technically, you're stomping on Ravachol every step you take.
I know you people don't understand poetry.
Okay. We got a little more information, but it wasn't useful. And this, we had the same dialogue without having the bit of noticing the map before, so I'm kind of confused.
The
clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Again. Just get the dead.
Whoops.
Good one,
Okay,
Titus.
no more questions.
About fucking time.
Vassia says she wasn't assaulted.
Fuck. I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
Cut the bullshit, she told me the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody.
Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality. Her lips barely move as she speaks.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
Okay.
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit, and then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Where did you get the tape?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM
Alright, I'm gonna put the baby down just so that I can...
There's no
Shift
university
and move
degree
on.
for that.
Hopefully he doesn't wake up. Still asleep. Good. Oh, now I can move. Oh, man. All right. Okay, so you bugged them. How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
I mean, I'm not
Understood.
overly surprised that they know
You've
how stuff
listened
works
in on
on.
their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Sorry, I'm just trying to see what Max is doing because I have to use the bathroom, but. Hey.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Okay, which one of you is doing the radio work?
It's not advanced.
You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
In where?
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Don't forget your tape, lawman.
Okay, take the
Compliments of
tape.
Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Alright guys, hold tight though. I am gonna have to be right back really quick. I gotta use the bathroom. Gotta move the baby. Alright guys, give me a couple minutes and I will be right back. Hopefully the baby doesn't start crying, but I will mute the mic just in case. He is somewhere safe, but... Alright, sorry about that. I am back. Okay, so... I need to listen to this tape.
The porter reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader.
Okay, play the tape.
Push, command set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
Okay.
He's right.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens, too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice one. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
It's okay. Stretchy noises. Here, I'm gonna move you back over. You're awake now. What up? Man, swoop. Don't drop that. Swoop. Here you go. Oh, you're okay. You want that? Want that? Here you go. Yep. Good.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style.
On the counter, so it could have been the person who left town.
Never did get that taste out of my
But then
mouth.
he says it's the one upstairs.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porterier. The tape stops spinning.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
Okay. What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
Might need to pick up the baby again. Yeah? You looking at your stars? Okay. I agree, he also sounded inebriated.
Still.
Who's Cordy?
One of the other mercenaries, I think. The one he was talking to. A friend of his?
Okay, what now?
I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony. At least to some degree.
Okay, continue.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night.
Okay, so now we have to go talk to Classier again.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso. It almost looks like the
Okay. Can I open the door yet? I'm guessing this is Kim's room, though. I mean, we're in 4 months of payments for this room.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot, but not for scrubbing blood off towels or anything else interesting, it seems. It's clean of chemical odors too. Just some dried toothpaste on the handle. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
There's quite the collection here.
Anything of note?
Search
Pill
the bottle.
bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unused Necra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around. The lieutenant glances at the rows of pills, then at the door. You could say he's on the lookout. Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Anything interesting?
A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms
Hey,
begin to
Tachio,
sweat
yeah,
just
camera's back.
holding that little plastic container.
Yeah? He's smiling at his stars right now in his seat next to me. I also see a brand called Peptide.
Peptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
How are you doing, Tachio?
The fuck are you waiting for?
Yeah, you see, I
Let's
like
get
redid the
super
overlay a little
fucking
bit. It's
preppy.
nothing huge, but I kind of like the idea of like the corners will let me use that for any element on the screen that I want to frame because I don't need to keep to a specific aspect ratio. Hang on. Are you laughing or crying? There you go. There you go. There you go. I might need to pick him back up again, but that's okay. We'll see. We'll give him a little bit and see if he falls back asleep first, without being held. Close the cabinet. I'm gonna go upstairs now.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intentions to assault.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
Okay.
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
He specifically... He didn't, though. He sat on the counter.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of
Like,
the
I don't
deceased,
think they were referring
recorded
to her.
via de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Something to that effect, yes.
The phrase was used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line. Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style?
Yes.
He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
You think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's quite observant about the human character, trained to observe, even.
Persona?
Running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
Okay.
It was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani's ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
Well, that's kind of odd. And you like this kind of
We're
stuff?
all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love.
But yeah, I figured
Mr.
it's a good time to
Kohoi
bring the
here.
camera back. Baby's a little more self-sufficient. I found a good way to, you know, cover up if needed. And then redid my overlay a little bit. I haven't redone like the intermission scenes and that kind of stuff yet, but it's a start.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
What kind of man was he?
Okay.
Before you go, ask for details. She seems okay to talk about it.
In other words, it's hinting
Thank
at
you
me
for
to
clearing that up,
ask the
miss.
other questions that we
Whenever
couldn't
you're
ask
ready.
before.
I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee and smiles.
Can you tell us more about the victim?
Like, for example, his name?
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start. We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. Everything left to be clarified is in the column on the left.
Okay. Where is Lelystad?
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term, but nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs
Yeah?
and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald.
Just,
Executive
like,
summary,
just smiling away at the
cows,
stars. It's so cute.
silos, and wheat. Oranje? Oranje's map of waterways. This fits with his tattoo.
Okay.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
Okay, looking at the autopsy
Her
paper.
eyes follow yours.
How old was he?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
I'm pretty sure you had him a lot younger.
He had
Younger.
many scars that made him appear older. But no. We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It
Yeah.
was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Better not to mention
The young woman
Okay.
looks at you, then the
that.
lieutenant,
Eye color.
then
Blue. Light blue. They were like
What you doing?
little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up
You
face.
trying to reach the stars?
Pardon the swearing.
Yeah?
I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite
Sounded
something
more like a no.
watching him speak.
Smiling though.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes.
What's funny though is if I give him the
Severe.
star, he like actually
It
looks
made him
annoyed.
look like
so.
half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Alright guys, give me one quick second. I'm just gonna do a short break screen. Because Mux is leaving, so I'm gonna go say bye. I'll be right back.